behind me is Tempo and Kibbles.
Oh yeah!
See, that
Couldn't be more excited, man. It's Prime League.
It's Prime time.
How long we've been waiting for this? It's been a long time, man. Pretty excited.
As indeed. And yes, we apologize, of course, for the delay. We had one of the players drop out and had to be replaced. But we did get someone from the same team of the same race. Yeah. And I believe even approximately the same caliber. And that is our red Zerg player up here at the top left. And that is from Solaris Gaming, Silky.
And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right corner, representing Root for Root, it is the Blue Terran, MaSa.
Yay, MaSa. Taking gas first.
This map, though,
yeah, we should talk about that.
ASL Prime League, round of 32.
It's different. It hurts my eyes a little.
Yeah.
Because of the rings, but yeah, this one's Ion, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
From Alloy, Alloy Mapworks. As you don't know, well, if you don't know, I know a lot of the map makers from ESV.
Yeah.
Were picked up by Alloy, or like merged, or something happened where a beautiful thing was created, and this is one of the maps that is a result.
Indeed, it is. And yeah, there are two such maps in the ASL, Orion and Ion, which are similarly named. But yeah, they're kind of interesting. So it'll be neat to see how the players do actually respond to that. The vetoes by both players were, I believe, Merry-Go-Round and I want to say Catalina, but I forget now. That sounds right, though. But in either case, we've got MaSa bunker rushing already.
I was going to say.
Because he's MaSa. It's a really good map. Like, speaking of that map design, you've got your natural and main, like, right next to each other, which you would think later on makes it incredibly defensible. Early on, it means that this bunker is just going to be able to kill both of them.
It's actually really cool too. He did it in between the two hatcheries, right on the edge of the creep, but you don't actually have vision on that edge of the creep. So this is going to be pretty awkward.
Indeed. He will micro back to this bunker here and immediately back out. Spinecrawler trying to go up for Silky. But of course, that's way back in the mineral line of his main. And the natural itself is going to be undefended.
Yeah, this is pretty difficult. Yeah.
It's really interesting. It's amazing how quickly he adapted to this map. If you look at the placement of the sunken bunker, there's basically nowhere safe that you can put a Spinecrawler to kill one and then safely move to the other.
Pop, pop. Yep. Goes the Reaper. They're going to go ahead and...
magnitude. Yeah. The repair coming down here, and they just retreat to that second bunker.
And down it goes. And looks like Silky's actually going to deal with this relatively well. He did lose quite a few drones already. I think he only lost one drone, actually.
Yeah. He's taken a lot of damage on different things, but it's been actually fairly well spread out. And MaSa will have to abandon the position here. Yeah. Losing one Reaper. Other two do get away.
All right. Well.
But yeah, not too bad in terms of the damage taken there by Silky.
Yeah, not bad at all. I think most of the damage done, of course, was just the fact that he had to use all that larva on Lings.
Yeah.
So he's actually only up by 2 drones, but MaSa's going into triple command center here as a follow-up, and it looks pretty standard with the Hellions on the way as well as the tech lab going up on the barracks, but I don't see a starport or extra gas, so it's not like he's going to follow it up with... Oh my god, there's a hole!
Yes, there is indeed a hole. He's going to try and pull the SCVs here, find a nice spot for the Reapers. Hellions come out and will help him clean this up. 2 workers last in this. May get more, trying to focus it down, doesn't quite finish the last guy, but 3 workers killed overall.
Yeah, not bad.
Pretty.
I find it funny that he lost less workers to the Reaper Harass than he got of MaSa's with that run by.
Definitely true. It was a little careless. Sometimes you can, like, when you're on a new map like this, you don't know exactly how to wall it, or it can be a little deceptive to you. In this case, I don't really know that that's an excuse because there's just a big hole. But still, in a general, that can be true. Reapers will try and, or not Reapers, sorry, Hellions will try and come in here, poke away at the creep. They kind of know that they can't get up and do much because, of course, there are the spines already around.
So, barring my production issues, you guys can hear me now, correct?
Yep.
Yes,
oh my
you're a
God.
little quiet.
I was like, no, Kippa.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were just drowning you out with their
Me too.
assist.
That's all I like.
Positively ecstatic.
Okay, cool.
All right, so yeah, give me the state of the game just coming in here. I see the Hellions harassing. It doesn't look like too much damage on either side, but I did see a Ling run by. But there's only 3 workers killed.
Yep, it was a counter to the bunker. So there was a bunker rush from MaSa in the beginning of the game, but he put it in between these 2 hatcheries. Of course, you see in the main, so very easy to do damage to both sides of the mineral line, both mineral lines. But he didn't end up doing too much damage. He did 2 worker kills there. And the run by ended up doing more damage than that whole kind of fancy Reaper harass that he had done.
Yeah, it looks like although not too many workers were killed, I'm seeing the 1-1 upgrades actually really delayed here for MaSa. I mean, he's got a nice quick stim, but his starport's pretty late. So between the starport not even being done here at 10 minutes, he does have his 3rd, which is cute, but with the super late 1-1, I'm not liking MaSa's position right now. Isn't my favorite, is what I would say.
Yeah, it's not the best. Often if he has more success with those, and I've seen him do a similar thing like a million times, he tends to get the starport out right up after all that. He gets both the CC and the starport, and this is almost 2 minutes later than he would normally have as a follow-up, and I think a lot of that was the run-by and not getting as much done.
Producing 3 Reapers as well. You know, it cuts into, of course, the
exactly.
Production and...
Yeah, a bit of a supply block here.
This hero overlord? No. The lair's not done, unfortunately. I thought he was gonna poop the creep, man. The lair just is finished. But 1-1 for Silky is going to be finishing very shortly. Baneling speed is on the way, and with that lair finishing, he can go right into 2-2 if he wanted to. Because we haven't seen the lair, the spire rather, get dropped yet. So maybe... Oh, there it goes.
You know, this is a really pretty map. Just taking a look at some of these, like, these blue pools that you see with the sparkles in them. It's kind of a wintry, frosty wonderland, and I feel like it's, like, inhabited by, like, will-o-wisps, you know?
Yeah, I was thinking, like, it's, like, has a... Because you know Frost, it's the map Frost, right? It's like...
Yeah.
It's cool, but it doesn't have that kind of... Bam, I'm in your face type of palette.
Yeah, it's literally like a light frost that you get in, like, November. This is much cooler.
I mean, there's little
in
like
Canada,
like little light, like glowing mushrooms. Like it's quite a charming map. I really dig it.
It look like it could be like in like some Harry Potter or something.
All right, so
and I don't know if it's the fact that the blue Terran is so blue too.
Yeah, he blends in here with this color. So we got MaSa moving out with a small force here. There's actually this little group of 3 Banelings that are going to try and sneak into the mineral line, but there are 5 Hellions right there, and I don't think it's going to get basically anything done. And no, unfortunately not.
Ooh, nice little hit.
Yeah. Attempted drop here behind the 4th base. May be able to deny this. It does complete. I don't think he'll get a kill on it or anything. We'll have to pick up shortly.
What I'm really scared about right now is the fact that MaSa, okay, he is going to start 2-2, but that's actually a really big gap. He was only about 30-40 seconds behind on the 1-1 upgrades initially. Now he's approximately 2 minutes behind, and that's going to give Silky a lot of time to take some map control here. Once those 2-2 upgrades kick in, MaSa's going to be, hunkered down at home.
Did he just get more? These little rogue Banelings keep coming into the mineral lines. He just damaged a ton of SCVs, but actually have only ended up with 1 extra kill.
Oh, they soften them up for later. As you can look at them, they are really low. And I'm loving this creep spread here from Silky. Like you were saying, too, Kibbles, him delaying his mutas allowed him to have this huge upgrade lead. 2-2 about to finish.
But there were some really sick Widowmine hits just a moment ago when MaSa was actually pushing up on this base, and consequently, take a look at this unit's lost tab. Double the resources lost right now from Silky, and he's actually in a lot of trouble at this 4th base. He's morphing in some Banelings, but all the Widowmines are going to be reloaded by the time that Silky actually goes to defend against this. He's gonna hit with 2-2 most likely, but this is still a dire position for him.
Oh, for sure. I didn't even notice that, yeah. And I feel like this position on this base reminds me of that of Foxtrot Labs of the Gold, where the mineral line is exposed. And it's very hard for these Zerg units, mostly melee, to actually get a good surround on these Marines.
Yeah, it's such a natural and well-placed little choke. Not only is there the choke behind the mineral lines, but there's even that, like, brush there so that you can't even see what's behind it until you commit to going over. It's just, in every way, encourages people to attack there.
Yeah. And here comes some more units here for Silky. Banelings are going to finally get some good connections here, but that Marauder there is able to soak up a lot of the damage. And like you're saying, I feel like this is going to be a huge point of contention for quite a bit. You may just want to sacrifice it and not deal with the headache of actually trying to defend this base.
Yeah,
it seems incredibly hard to take, and I kind of think now he's taking a 5th base up on the top right-hand side. Baneling's trying to get some more good connections here, but MaSa's army just continues to have little groups survive and continue this attack.
Yeah, and MaSa's a pretty aggressive player, and his 2-2 will be finishing soon, so it's going to be even more annoying.
Oh god, these 4 hits on these Beetles. Finally does manage to magic box them, but not before taking some substantial damage. This is actually going to wall MaSa with some really sick micro on that Thor for a little, and he has killed quite a number of Mutalisks. What do you think? 11
so many
down in that fight.
I don't know that fight, but 12 have gone down in total. Like, ooh. And he's not able to mine the gas from his 4th either, so it is that much more valuable. Just because he's really not been able to mine from this 4th. MaSa's sitting on 3 bases and is just mining fully from all of them, while we see Silky struggling to even get that gas. It's right at that choke point, so...
Yeah, and we have hit that point that obviously the upgrades have caught up. He is at 2-2, and he's got 3-3 actually on the way. Whereas, of course, there's no high vote or anything for Silky to continue on with his.
Yeah. Another little engagement, and drones have not been able to mine here. I can't emphasize that enough, and this is the stage of ZVT where the Terran is going to continue to pressure, and unless you get an overwhelming victory in one of these battles, you're going to just be catching up the whole time, trying to stabilize while their 3-3 is on the way.
Great drop anticipation in the top right-hand corner here.
Yeah, definitely. It was right over it. And,
he actually sent those Zerglings before that medevac even appeared on the map, and that's just a indicator of a player who has really good game sense. But unfortunately, he's not actually sending his Zerglings into the main right now, so that's going to give a little bit of drop time here to MaSa.
And this is really difficult to deal with, especially with the distance between that 4th, which just did go down. Luckily for him, though, he does have that top right base, but that other base has gone down, and it's just not worth it to try to hold it anymore. 3-3 already on the way here for our Terran player. And while we were talking about that, struggling with the gas means that he can't tech to Hive while surviving. You know, he's trying to make enough Banelings to not die, and he's losing mutas left and right as well, so he has to remake those too.
Yeah, exactly. Everything that MaSa's done has just been so cost efficient, using those little choke points, using those wind of mines, forcing them through those chokes, and then getting the big kills. And another group of mutas kind of getting harassed here and shoved back.
The thing that Silky's really struggling with is actually being able to make use of MaSa's army being out of position. Like, for instance, you know, in that last fight with these Mutalisks being over on the right-hand side, Silky's army was actually back in his main from that drop that he defended earlier, and instead he could be harassing this rally that is constantly coming out of this main base and just making this rally look so vulnerable with MaSa's chosen bases.
Whoa!
He is actually capitalized on it. I love
Kaboom, baby!
And he should do this all game long, but at the same time, he's going to push into the 4th base right now. Some nice hits, and the Mutalisks are going to have free reign over the space. The turrets are going to finish, however, and manage to push them back.
Indeed, and look, Silky's taking a supply advantage here.
Yeah, turrets were just in time, or else he very well could have ended up losing that position. But MaSa will now try and reassemble his forces. 3-3 is done. Some Marines are very potent at this point.
Yeah,
also,
they're quite good.
Claw is done.
Oh, the Widowmine.
Yeah, the Widowmine buff. So those are just going to pop up and down so quickly at this point. But 14 workers killed in that little bit of harassment, and we've only got 56 SCVs. Only 56 SCVs for MaSa, but still, he would want a bit more than that right now.
True. Yeah, I mean, being on that 4th base, but he did make it into a planetary, so he does have that defensive position, but he won't, of course, get the benefit of the extra meals, so definitely wanting just a few more SCVs. But there does come a point where you don't need as many, but I believe that right now, you...
Attempted little Baneling run by here. I don't know if it's been spotted. He's trying to split away.
Oh, yeah, there's SCVs.
See if he can catch anything. 5. That's pretty good, I guess, for 5. Well, maybe not.
Well, it's really cute because this is what Silky needs. He needs
here's
to
a bigger.
time. Look at these mutalisks continuing to harass, and they will never stop ever. There's no reason for them to not continue to come in. Right now, he's got to pull back from these Marines. Oh my God, he's losing a lot.
3 threes. Whoa.
Yeah, little group of Lings in here. I don't know. Will MaSa know about this? Yeah, he does spot the Banelings morphing in the top corner of his base. He had done that before as well and got a few kills with it, but shut down this time. But still, just these few little harasses, he's getting a lot done. Silky has killed 27 workers this game. It's just only been like 4 or 5 at a time, if that.
Yeah, different stages, and he's finally found some breathing room with that harass that he's going to be able to get up his hive.
Oh, Widowmine. Gets that just in time. That would have been huge.
Whoa!
These are so damaged, he will take out the base itself.
Yep. And this is the thing I was talking about earlier.
And just Silky, 5 more SCVs.
Silky just needs to keep buying time right now. His hive is on the way. He has +2 for his Mutalist. He does not want to be attacked right now. Right now, MaSa is the one who has to make the play. And if Silky can stop this attack via a counter, which is what he's going to go for, if he can pull this off, he's going to be in a great position.
In a great position he's setting himself up to be in. A lot of those SCVs are in trouble, but that's 2 bases that just got sniped here by Silky.
Has to push.
Yeah, and I think MaSa is going to go on the full offensive at this point. He does have an army supply lead by a lot, about 40. And if he realizes that, he can definitely try and go on the warpath.
But he's on the creep right now. He's a little bit reluctant to move forward. Silky buying more time. 10 more Banelings are in production. And MaSa has quite a bit of a distance to go before he's actually at something he can kill of Silky's. This is just a creep so far.
He can't even stand to get rid of this creep.
He lost the other command center.
It's such an investment. You're completely right, Tempo. I mean, here the second scan, those 2 scans were a new CC, and those are in quite a premium right now for MaSa.
Well, Silky's gonna need to make sure that he takes the fight of a lifetime. Doesn't want to ever just barely clean it up and leave a few Marines ahead because it'll snowball. 3-3 Marines at this stage of the game are able to continue to rally across the map.
Look at this.
And this small group.
5 workers, guys, to 41. Double the income right now for Silky and Minerals. Triple the income in gas. Silky can afford to lose this base. He can lose these drones. He's got a new base in the bottom left. He'll transfer his workers from his natural. All he needs is a great fight. Yeah,
in time. He's getting the Ultralisk Cavern as well. Will be able to start 3-3 if he feels comfortable doing so because, oh my God, big old battle in the middle of the map. And that's exactly what he needed.
Yep. Now he's got Zerglings popping out. He needs to pull the Mutas back and make these into Banelings, but if he makes these units into Banelings, this game is all but over because MaSa's mining is just far too piecemeal at this point.
Yeah, look at that gas bank there for MaSa. He needs only Marines pretty much here. And those Mutas will be able to clean up those Marines in small numbers if he gets just 1 or 2 Baneling hits. So, yeah, like you're saying, the longer that went on, I think it would have been better for Silky. But it seems like MaSa somehow is just constantly keeping a greater army supply than his opponent.
Well, he does still have the 3-3 to just the 2-2 of his opponent, but it's just this double mining. Like, it's almost double the economy right now for Silky, and it's only getting worse. MaSa's not building a new command center. He's already floated his CC from his main. He's got, actually, he does, this in-base natural is still available, and he should probably float that forward in a moment here.
Yeah, where does he expand to, do you think? Like the middle location that he had that? Yeah. Okay, yeah. True. So here comes another engagement.
Moving into, I guess, what is the 6th base, or at least was the 6th base.
I don't even know which one it is. It's been juggled so many times.
They're around.
Such a big commitment for MaSa, but if he denies this base, which he might, it's looking like he could do, if he denies it, I mean, he's going to be in a really good position again.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to be stopped.
Oh, these Banelings.
Oh my god, the splits and the target fires on the Banelings. And this is rough. This is the most difficult thing right now. If you clean this up of the Terran, you're good, but you can't. And it keeps on healing. Keeps on rolling.
I don't think a single Baneling connected in that entire engagement. I saw one just hit 2 Marines. You can't do that. You can't have no Banelings connect on creep.
Oh, and creep, right?
Yeah, that's just not acceptable in the Baneling Union. Unfortunately, you can't punish them because they're dead already.
You disappointment to your Baneling mama and papa by doing that.
More are being morphed in, and you can tell that Silky wants to get up to actually use this Ultralisk tech. He's got a single one out, but unfortunately, he doesn't have the chitinous plating. He's not at 3-3.
And he's broke.
He just can't afford to get more out. He wanted this to be the Ultralisk switch time, and it can't be.
In a single engagement, this game likely just ended. MaSa is now going to float that command center we were talking about earlier out to that base you were referencing, Tempo. And where does Silky go to mine from here? He's going to make a base in the top right. If he didn't hold that base in the bottom left when he had 3 times more Banelings than he has now, I don't know how he's going to do this thing.
He's no way, right? Like, that was the key base right there. And if he was able to hold it, he would just be so much more farther ahead and be able to transition. Right now, he's broke. He's actually 0 mining. He has 0 minerals mining right now. He's at 17, and while MaSa has already established that base, all he needs is a few mules on it, and then he will be able to carry that.
Muta's trying to come in here to harass these remaining SCVs at the 3rd base. We'll get chased out when the Marines come back up. But MaSa doesn't really need this spot anymore. There's still some gas left, but no minerals, and he's got plenty of gas. He doesn't have to worry about that.
Oh, man. They both have a lot of gas. Like, this is crazy. But I am really feeling for Silky. I think he's just going to slowly bleed out. Luckily, getting that base in the top right. But, I mean...
Thinking about it, and, like, what Silky's doing right now to buy time, I think is what he actually needed to be doing more of when he had the lead. He brought his mutas home a lot when he had the lead because he was like, if I just hold, I will pull too far ahead. And that was true. But at the same time, he could have been, forcing MaSa to actually keep his units at home, perhaps. It's a tough call for sure because, these mutas only have +2. They're not super upgraded. Oof, another Widowmine hit.
Ooh, those...
But, yeah, from here, I just don't see a way out for him.
It's rough. I mean, he's almost getting tripled in army supply. And like you're saying, using the mutas at home, just maybe even to kill reinforcements.
Yeah.
And just make that decision of whether to go in. Maybe he'll force a fight on creep, that unfavorable one. But
exactly. We saw how long it took MaSa to set up the position he wanted on creep.
Yeah.
And it took like a minute for him to get the spread he wanted, the creep kills he wanted, and finally feel confident to go up and attack the base. Here comes a lot of Banelings. He will split away from them quite nicely. And, no big connections there.
GG. Wow. What a back-and-forth game.
Splitting, man.
Yes.
I believe so.
Yes.
All right. Well, then, in the bottom right, with his life on the line, can he make the comeback that he needs to here on King Sejong Station? We're going to find out right now. It is not Sulky, but Silky.
Yeah.
Well, he's from Solaris Gaming, so he's kind of like Soul.
Oh, he is Soul. He's Soul Silky. Yeah. he's even Soul G Silky.
Soji.
Yeah, he's a lot smoother than Sulky.
Yeah.
He's silky smooth.
Soul G.
His middle name is Silk. He's so cute with it. I'm not gonna get that far.
Either way,
pretty super smooth lady.
Right, well, we got pool first, which is usually a good opening when you're playing MaSa.
Yes, for sure.
Because you do want to have the lings out. He does tend to try cheeky things, like we saw the bunker rush in the first game, and he's already kind of got his barracks positioned in such a way to grab an add-on. And there's the gas now, so it may be a reactor right away. Although that would surprise me a tiny bit. Guess he doesn't tend to do that.
Yeah, I'm wondering here with the barracks already opening. Yeah, the
gas
gas timing
a Marine.
is definitely not one for a Reaper. So,
yeah.
But it wasn't like a gas first either to go into really quick factory or something.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not to swap out, and he's queued up a second Marine as well. So there will be more.
So this is hilarious, actually, because we have a super fast pool and 6 Zerglings, and this is actually very similar to the build that Hyun did against Pol when he 4-0'd him and destroyed him. And what happened was you send your Overlord, your second Overlord, out into the middle, you scout which way the Reaper goes, and then you dodge the Reaper with your Zerglings and force a cancel on the command center. He didn't send the Overlord to the middle, and MaSa didn't open with a Reaper. So
that's what's so sad.
Really fast.
That's what I thought. I think he's playing the series here, MaSa, because he even let that Overlord live for like 1 extra second.
He was like, one last breath for you.
Just because.
Choose how you want to take it.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. And Hyun is someone who loves his pool first, but I don't think he is going to expect these 6 Zerglings.
Not microing there. MaSa lets both his Marines get surrounded, and that was a huge blunder because he easily could have kited these 6 Zerglings. But now, with only 1 Marine remaining, this command center actually is under threat of being canceled. But really nice micro so far, and actually he's going to be just fine. Good job pulling those SCVs very promptly from MaSa. The second he saw his Marines were surrounded, that's why we're seeing him in this position.
Yeah, you saw him a little bit of a... You kind of was like, wait, oh crap, and then like ran back, had his reactor already building on his barracks, didn't want to cancel it because he wouldn't be able to make any more Marines after that. So luckily he was able to push it away. Very nice. Now what are we looking at? What is the landscape of the game so far? 24 to 21 drones.
Yeah, and we will have the move into Hellions, double Hellion coming out, Starport now underway.
Yeah.
But a little bit of a supply block actually here for MaSa until the CC is finished. Of course, that was supposed to be done, but got delayed. So just a bit of a hiccup there, but no problem.
He's making another Marine.
Well, MaSa certainly is going to want to pump units right now because he knows that that attack didn't do the damage it needed to do. It was a pull first, and it killed 3 Marines, and not even an SCV. So Silky is certainly behind in that regard. He's just kicking up his gases right now. We'll see if he goes for speed or if he tries to jump straight into roaches. I'm kind of suspecting roaches, and maybe even a sneaky roach push because we do see him picking away at these back rocks. So we'll see. Evo Chambers go down. Roach Warren, but it could be defensive. It could be defensive, but I don't think it's going to be.
Probably not. Yeah.
Well, with this first 100 gas, we wonder what he's going to do with it. Sometimes when you see these kind of roach plays, you'll see the lair get taken immediately so that they can time that 1-1 with the speed. But I think you're right. It's more defensive to deal with these Hellions. He's going to need to get a few of them out, perhaps, because it is 4 on the map so far. But, 6 on the map, rather. Going up to 7. And that can get really scary at this position.
Well, if this turns into roach aggression, MaSa is going to stomp all over it. He sees that roach warren, immediately throws down a tech lab on his starport. We're going to see a Banshee, maybe 2. He may even go for Cloak with the advantage that he has right now, and he does. He opts to go for the Cloak upgrade. Smart decision, because when Silky's economically behind, you force him to make Spore Crawlers. That sets him further behind. No third base for Silky at 8 minutes into the game. He's got to go for a push. And it's going to be killed by units that shoot down from the sky. Maybe you can get a Nidus. That could turn things a little.
That's something that Silky would do too. But that I almost said Viper, but the Viking is going to be supply blocking Silky quite a bit and just taking away all of his vision so that he won't see the Banshee coming in. And it's just going to keep him at home or force an attack. If he attacks, oh my god, Kibbles. Look at what's on the way for our Zerg player here, and this may be his only option.
Is this Silky actually reading MaSa so intelligently? Like, is he acknowledging, MaSa, you're a ridiculously sick, awesome player, so I know you're probably going to go Banshee because you know I'm going to go for a Roach all-in, so I know you're going to go for a Banshee, so I'm going to go for a Nidus Worm because it's the only way that I'm going to manage to counter the Banshee at this point in the game. I can only imagine.
That was like a rap right there, yo. I know when she knows, we know when.
I love that you bring it home to just those core values of yours, brother.
But Roach is being loaded in right at the time that this Banshee is going to reveal himself. So that will come at around the same time. Overseer getting into position to drop the knowledge. And Banshee going to work at this mineral line.
I expect a second Nidus in the main here from Silky. Supply Depot immediately goes down in the blank spot. But here comes the push. He's got 2 queens with this. The one leading the way is actually the one that has a transfuse, though. That is a little bit dangerous.
Yep, and he's gonna go ahead and load up that Nidus inside of the main. There's no SCVs here to pull, to repair. They, decided to come late to the party. And there's really not that much army value here for our Terran player.
Yeah, it gets the Hellions home, but I'm a little afraid right now. This is looking pretty good for Silky.
Yeah. Now, he may not kill MaSa here, but he is going to be doing lots of damage. And the fact that this is not a triple command center build means that MaSa's not going to be able to replenish his SCVs as, say, someone that would go for that triple command center would.
Yeah, very true. The Banshees are kind of back home and trying to clean up these roaches, but there are still a good number of them. But 3 Banshees picking them up.
Yep. Oh, Queens tried to get a piece of the action on those Banshees, but...
The Overseer, Overseer going down to the Viking here.
Does Silky start a third base? Because you can go like Violet-style Roach Hydra and go for a 2-2 push as a follow-up to this. It does have a really big economic lead behind all this, but he continues to pump Roaches, so that means he has to kill him with this damage. May be able to do it, but I'm just...
He's in the main, but there's 3 Banshees.
He is, yeah, 3 Banshees, a Siege Tank, some Marauders, and a Medevac. I don't know if he will... Yeah, be able to do the critical that he needs to do. I mean, he definitely won't kill him. It'll be a question of where does this leave him at this point.
Yeah, but he continues to pump Roaches, and the SCV count is climbing back up. There was a point where Silky could have switched and gone for that 2-2 timing as a follow-up, but I think that moment is past. He's going to take the third now, but he doesn't have the advantage he would have had if he had stopped, 15, 20 Roaches, about 15 Roaches ago.
This is a big issue. I think it's a little bit bigger. He didn't actually research the 2-2. He just used the gas to go Nidus and then make a bunch of Roaches. He never actually got 1-1, so he's going to be behind in upgrades. And you never really want to go toe-to-toe with the Terran. You always want to have an upgrade lead. So being behind in upgrades, while luckily for him, the armory is just now starting, because 2-2 could start here from MaSa if that armory was there. Unfortunately, though, I mean, he's going to try to go 1-1 upgrades against the Terran, who's already on 1-1.
Yeah, the other thing to deal with right now, I know he's got a Spore Crawler in the line, but there's 4 Banshees.
Oh, yeah, true.
And that's a problem.
And they all have Cloak.
Yeah.
That's like that sick deal, man. You just go, research it, and every single Banshee can
and
Cloak.
he is just going directly after the Spore here, trying to pull back the injured one. Oh, it does die. Didn't pull it far enough, but still going after the Queen. Nidus Worm on the other side, but behind the debris.
There's also one in the main too.
Oh, there we go. SCV's trying to get that one. I think it will be.
And it's gonna get taken out.
Uh-oh.
Silky's in a
Banshee's just killing everything. Going directly after the natural itself.
Oh, he's gonna lose another one of these Banshees though. But this is just too much DPS. Oh, okay. A little bit too much DPS here for our Solarius Zerg. GG will be called, and MaSa is the first victor